The sun is shining.
Hello everyone and
Birds are
welcome to
singing,
our look
and
at
you are
Blood
on
Bowl
Cabal
2.
Vision
So you may have heard, if you were a fan of the game, that basically they're going to be bringing back a lot of the smaller games instead of just focusing on Warcraft and such, which may be in a new edition of Blood Bowl. So I thought it'd be a great time to check out the video game Blood Bowl 2. So there was an older game. It basically didn't look as nice. It had some things that this game doesn't. It had more teams and stuff eventually, but this definitely is a game that I consider an improvement, and they've been adding stuff since the game came out that has made it a lot better. So, well, basically, JB's Total Gaming is a channel where I had been doing just board game stuff and doing video game content as well, and this is something I thought that people might really enjoy now that I just started video game content, because this kind of matches up with both. So, I mean, you can play through a campaign in this. It's kind of slow, and you don't get introduced to new concepts very quickly, so it's alright if you don't know anything about Blood Bowl, but if you are already an expert, I don't suggest it. Play in league, play friendly match, you can play online against other people. I'm just going to play the AI here so you guys can check it out, and whenever you want to build a team, just like in the board game, you start off with, I believe, $1 million, you pick your race, and then you buy characters. So we are the Portlandia hipsters. I don't particularly like the show Portlandia, but they did do one of the greatest skits of all time if you want to search Portlandia, Battlestar Galactica. But anyways, this is my team. We listen to bands that don't even exist yet, which is kind of based on my musical preferences. So you choose the types of players you want, and you can name them. There's some limited stuff that you can do into how you make them look. So these are all guys that are either bands or albums or artists or whatever. Some of the music that I enjoy. I don't actually consider myself a hipster. I do not own a single pair of skinny jeans, but this is the team, the Dark Elf team that we're going to play with. So I'm not going to go a lot into how to play the game. I'll go into it a little bit. If you're just interested in the video game and aren't familiar with the board game, then I'll give some minor details, but I'm not going to focus on it too much for those of you that know the game really well. So let's start up a match here. This is just a league against the AI that we have going on. So we have pretty similar team values, so I'm not going to be able to buy anything here, and we're just going to start the game. And like I said, we'll talk about some simple mechanisms within the game, but not focus on too much, just so you guys can check it out, kind of how it looks and how it plays if you were interested in the board game or the video game. Now, I am not good at this game. I have never played online. I'd never played the board game. I just thought that the video game looked interesting, decided to check it out. So I've played a little bit, and for those of you who are, so this is the team we're playing, and this is our team. I'm going to skip through this, but basically for those of you who are experts at the game, I want to sincerely apologize right now. If you feel the need to leave in the comments how bad I am, that's fine, but I do know that already. So I'm going to make a lot of terrible choices, and not show you how to play the game well, but just kind of show you what goes on with the game. So, let's see here. I think, you know what? I haven't played in a while. Let's play defense first. So, when it starts up here, you kind of choose where you want to set your guys up. So they did add, I'm going to put some blitzers up front here. They're probably going to get wrecked, but they do have block at least. Alright, so how many people do we have on the outside? Actually, I'm going to back him up one. Like I said, I am not at all an expert on this. Leave this guy back. Kind of bring this Witch Elf up into a blitzing position. So basically you have a certain amount of time to organize your team. And they do have skinks who can be pretty fast, but this team that we're playing doesn't really throw the ball, so I'm not worried about having too many safeties back. So we're going to kick right into the middle to ensure that the ball doesn't go out of bounds unless there's some sort of effect. So if you've never played Blood Bowl, the board game, or the video game, every time that you kick off, there's a random event that happens, so both teams lose a turn. Alright, so I'm probably not going to play through the whole game, because the game is a pretty long game. That's not a bad kickoff position for us, actually. I don't know, I might, but I'll try to go over all the basics and stuff for you guys to check it out if you don't want to check out the whole game, that you can just kind of see right off the bat. So the AI here is going to make a move. Obviously, if we were playing against a real live opponent online, they would have a timer, and they would choose to make all their moves, and it would be our turn. So every player has stats, movement allowance, a strength, which you'll see how that comes into play here, an agility that triggers every time you do something like trying to pick up a ball. So they successfully picked up the ball, which is a bummer. And then they're going to start using blocks to take our guys down. Basically, whenever you are running into somebody like this guy is doing, you are going to... actually, I should change that. I mean to turn the graphics on so that there's only animations during armor breaks. But you get to roll dice based on your comparative strength. Alright, so 11-11 is stunned. That's a bummer. Alright, so they're getting all... Oh, but we do have dodge. So basically you roll 2 dice. If you have a higher strength, you can get bonus strength based around people basically helping you out. 1 if it's the same, or you roll 2 dice and your opponent chooses which one if they have a higher strength than you when you kind of charge into them. You can always hit people that are directly next to you, but if you want to charge at somebody and hit them, that's called a blitz, and you can only do that once per turn. Alright, so let's do the safe things first. Let's stand up our guy. Now, this guy has tackle zones around him. Basically, there are players that they generate a zone all the way around them, and moving through that is dangerous. And they have pretty good tackle zones set up here. So, what we could do... So, like, yeah. I think we're going to charge this guy, maybe? Because we don't have... Well, I don't know. If we... Let's see here. How bad a shape are we in here? Why is it not showing what the block would be? I don't know why it's not showing that. Usually it'll show you what your blocks are. And then there are different, things you can roll. So, yeah. Don't know why that is not working. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and charge this guy down and make a gap, hopefully. So basically... Well, there are things where you knock your opponent down, you get knocked down stuff. This is a double down, but our guy has this skill called block. So the double downs don't actually affect him, so he's going to knock that guy down. So now by doing that, we have created a lane here where we can get our guy into. Before we do any of that stuff, though, let's check out... So this guy is in a situation... Is it going to show... Yeah. So any of these blocks, he has red dice, which basically means that the opponents are going to be stronger than him. And we can move a guy up here to assist on a block, but because he'll also be next to one of the opponents there... I'm going to go ahead and pause the game for a second because I am talking. But, if I move him up next to another guy, then... if there's another opponent next to him as well, then that bonus won't count. So I don't know if there's much we can do here. I think we're actually going to come around this way and kind of wrap around the defense. Now you can go for it. No, don't do that. And so I might just kind of leave these guys be. Let's see here. Yeah, we're going to send some guys around here. No, we don't want to go for it. We just want to kind of protect this side, prevent them from wrapping around that way, and then kind of focus on getting up through here. So we're going to get the Witch Elf, and we don't necessarily want to put her next to somebody. Alright, yeah, you can do that without... And we don't want to put her next to the sidelines because going out of bounds is bad. So you can see kind of... The graphics are nice, the controls are pretty simple, so we're going to go ahead and... No, we don't really want to...
Blood Bowl might be better.
We might go for it once. Yeah. So basically you can go up to 2 extra zones, you have to roll a die, and as long as you don't roll a 1 on a d6, then bad things won't happen. So how far can we... No, we're not going to risk another go for it. Want to kind of set up a wall this way, have guys come around this way, and set up our defense. This guy can still move, and I might move him away. So because he's in a tackle zone, when I move away, he'll basically have like a dodge chance. And we'll see if so. Because of his agility, he's able to dodge these guys. And I don't get a negative because there's more guys around here. I do get a big negative, though, if I move from a tackle zone into a tackle zone. We can see this is like minus a certain number on the die you roll for doing certain functions in there because there are multiple tackle zones there. Alright, so the only other guy we can move is this one. And I do think I'm going to move him out of the block. Basically not giving our opponent any options except for, well, I guess here and here to hit us right away to start of their turn, so they have to use a blitz. So again, like I said, that may not be ideal. But it's pretty simple if you've played the board game, how everything works. You click and move. And what's great, and actually let me turn this on. There we go. This is what I want. No, give me there. Alright, so there, we turned the grid on, because Blood Bowl is a board game, basically. It's played on grid. And so we're going to put the grid on, and then we're also going to display the abilities that people have. So this is kind of nice. So we know this guy has block. And so we can kind of keep that in mind. They didn't have this stuff in the original release, but I am super glad that they have it now. I like having a grid. It just makes it a little bit easier to play, seeing who has block, who has dodge, who has whatever. I haven't played the game enough to instantly recognize the symbols for what some of the other skills are, but block and dodge are pretty important to keep in mind. So they did their 1 blitz per turn, knocked me down there. Oh, but they got a bad roll there. So we actually took their player down, and when that happens, there's a turnover and you lose the ball. So they have a little bit of a cage set up here, basically protecting this guy, but we can take that down pretty easily. So hopefully we can hit this guy pretty hard, and well, okay, so I got a both down and a me down. So your team has a certain number of re-rolls, and because my guy doesn't have block here, I'm going to use a re-roll. And so now we can pick a good result. We're going to knock this guy back this way, and we're going to follow up. So because we were next to that guy, that wasn't our blitz. We knocked him down, and now we should have a much easier time getting to the ball carrier. So who do we want to go? Yeah, she really can't get there very effectively. I'd like to use the Witch Elf, but yeah, we're going to use our... and actually, I'm going to take... Yeah, I'm going to take the skills off right now, just because that's kind of annoying. Oh, bummer. Okay, so we got 2 blocks. Yeah, so we're just going to push this guy over again. We're going to follow and stay close to him, but that is kind of a bummer that we were not able to knock that guy down. So we are going to surround the ball carrier as best we can and make sure that ball carrier does not have a lot of options as to where to go. So, let's see here. We could... If we move more in one space, we're just going to move him up here. Now, if I try to move through here because there are tackle zones, I'm going to have to dodge and whatever. So, I think we're actually going to dodge out of the way with this guy, so he's not right next to that source because they have a big strength. But first, let's stand our guys up. Alright, they have a pretty good setup here, but we can, yeah, let's knock this guy down. Actually, let's use this guy to do it. Hopefully knock this guy down. Alright, great. And then we're going to try to block off our opponent's paths. We'll follow up. Alright, so that guy is stunned, so that is helpful. Now that this guy kind of has help here, nobody in his zone, he's getting a bonus from this guy. So we can move this guy into here, and then we'll get a 2-die block, because each of these guys are giving us 1 bonus strength. They're next to this guy, not next to any other enemies. So I'm actually going to stay and kind of keep, people spread out a little bit and prevent them from coming up straight this way. So because these guys are able to give a bonus. And so if you know the game already, then you already know all that stuff. And if you don't, well, but even if you know the game, that should give you a pretty good idea. And great, we can put another person next to the ball carrier. It's really helpful. Basically, what's really nice about this version of the game, and one thing they've really improved over the original one, was the UI. You can easily see, okay, that's going to be a 2-die block. You can easily see the tackle zones, all that stuff. I do think I'm going to try to dodge out of here. I'm going to dodge this way. Alright, we were able to get out. And... I'm going to head back over here, just kind of in case they come that direction. So that's everybody on my team that is moved, so we'll end turn. Alright, so we weren't able to knock the ball away, but yeah, but talking about the game itself and how it functions, being able to easily tell, what your characters can do, how the dice are going to work. In the original game, it showed you, like, I'm trying to remember percentages and stuff, but I mean, this game's really good at showing you which dice are going to happen. There's even a little screen, I didn't bring this up, but there's a little screen that shows you, wow, they're getting really lucky on a lot of 1-die blocks here. So they have equal strength, and yeah, they roll 1 die, and they're getting hits, so they're pretty close to freeing that guy up. But the way the user interface works, how you can quickly see, nice. Oh, he has blocks, so he's not coming down. No, he's injured. Okay. So, no long-term effect. Okay, so I do have an apothecary, but I'm not going to use it because if you're not familiar with Blood Bowl, players can get severe injuries, they can even die which is a bummer. Alright, so how are we doing here? It's a 1-die block. Alright, so I'm going to move this person up here. And that'll cancel out that person's buff. So now we have a 2-die block. So yeah, we're going to use our Witch Elf here. Alright, sweet.
They're going for the ball.
So I'm going to knock this guy down. But it shows you, and I'll have to remember to do that next time that I bring up a tackle zone, show you a little animation of basically the things that can happen. So this guy is going to be, he is creating a tackle zone here for picking up the ball. So that's a lineman, yeah. So we're going to hopefully knock this guy down so that he won't create that tackle zone. Alright, he has dodge, but that's fine. So we're not going to knock him down. Basically, you can just roll where you knock a guy down. Oh, but yeah, the tackle zone's still up. Never mind. So you can knock a guy down directly or roll this thing with an exclamation point where, like, the guy stumbles, but if he has dodge, he'll stay up. So what are my odds for picking this up here? 67%. Alright, let's do... You know what? I'm going to stand this guy up. I'd normally, you definitely want to do the simple stuff, stand up and move before you make dice rolls. But the reason I'm going to try to pick up the ball instead of doing some other stuff first is I believe you're only going to use 1 reroll per turn. So if I fail at this, nice. I want to be able to, I think we're going to go ahead to, and I want to move into a position where I can protect this guy, and I'm not really sure I can do that because I'm surrounded by their guys. So we're going to take 1 going for it after the dodge. And I don't really know. I don't know if going another go for it. No, we don't want to throw the ball. Alright. And now we're going to try to actually kind of mark some of these guys. Basically get in their way so that they have tackle zones they have to pass through to prevent them from being able to get to our guy. So if I want to move... So this guy's... Oh no, I don't want to do that. Alright, so this guy, how far can he go? Alright, so he can get to that guy. So dodging into that tackle zone is not something I want to do. Because if I go there, yeah, that's not good. So I can go here and get in that guy's tackle zone. Yeah. And then we're going to try to move this guy out to basically protect this guy. And hopefully prevent... We're going to move him... Oh, that guy already moved. Okay. Yeah, I don't... So basically this guy's free right now, and he's going to be able to blitz and hit our guy pretty hard. And like I said, I'm not very good at the game. I'm not sure if there's a way that I'll be able to do that. But... even if you don't know Blood Bowl, this is a game that you probably want to watch some videos on how to play and whatnot initially. But, oh yeah, so yeah, he's going to use his blitz there. But they, because of how simple the UI is...
You need balls to score.
Yeah. So he's going to move this down. It's pretty easy to see, okay, this is where I'm getting blocks, this is where I'm getting bonuses. I was like, yeah, he's not going to catch that. He's going to use a reroll on a 17%? Yeah, the computer doesn't always make the best moves. I would not have done that. But... Alright, so he got away, and he's going to pick up the ball, probably. No, he fumbled! Interesting. Alright, so question is... So this guy would have to do like multiple dodges and pick up the ball in order to be able to do anything. So, let's see. Yeah, let's go for it. Take a risky play, see if we can take this guy out. We gotta push. Alright. I don't really... yeah, you know what? I'm gonna push him into the ball and see what happens. Alright, the ball did not move out of his tackle zone, which is a bummer. So I can move here, and then this way and into there and try to score. That's super tricky. Alright, probably not going to happen. So let's see what else we want to do. Oh yeah, because this guy only have 1 strength. Alright, we're kind of not in a great position. We're going to head down the field with some guys. I don't know. I might just go for that pickup right about now. I'm going to stand this person up, definitely. Let's go ahead and get a block in. We're not going to use a reroll, though. I think I'm going to go for
Good call. Intimidation.
the pickup, though, before we have to use a reroll. So we and then you can set up your moves like do this first, then go here, then 67% pickup, and then do a going for it into the end zone with a dodge. We'll see if this works, if I get super lucky. Alright, dodge, pick up, dodge. Nice! Alright, so you might say like, oh, this game can sometimes just wreck you on the randomness. So if you're not familiar with how Blood Bowl works, you can just have terrible stuff happen, even on pretty simple, just don't roll a 1 stuff. But we got the score, great. Alright, so I'm going to definitely try to show you guys a little bit more, but as you can see, the game looks nice. It's pretty easy to tell what's going on. I don't know, I like having kind of a little bit more symmetrical. Oh wait, we're on offense though, so where are my blitzers at? Alright, I'm going to send you back. Alright, and then kind of balance this out. Like I said, I do not pay attention to me for strategies, but what am I talking about? We're not on offense, we're on defense. Oh my gosh, I was thinking we kicked off to them, but we just scored. Wow. Alright, been doing too many videos lately. Alright, so what's going to happen here? Alright, so this is what can happen. You usually want to kick right into the middle. To make sure it doesn't go out of bounds, but it can go out of bounds when that happens, when there's extra wind. But it's, for those of you who know the game, it's pretty simple to tell what's going on. For those of you who don't, like I said, check out a video, see how it's played. Know that there's a ton of randomness. Your players can die, you can play better than your opponents and still lose sometimes. I mean, but this is a game filled with just random number generator stuff. Now, you haven't really seen that yet. I've actually been really lucky with my die rolls, but that is, how the game goes. The opponent got some die up blocks and stuff, but there hasn't been any like catastrophic stuff where I'm going for like an 83% dodge and my guy trips and dies. But stuff like that can happen.
Come out on top.
All right, so they're going to beat these guys up on the front line. And you can change it so the animations only happen when you have an armor break. And if you don't know what that is, armor break, every time you knock a guy down, and it'll show down here in kind of the log, your roll against the player's armor. So there, failure there for the armor break. And if you do, then you roll for what happens to the player. They might get knocked out, they might have all different kinds of stuff happen. So how do we want to do this? Alright, so we can definitely... I'm going to do some simple stuff. Head this guy. Nope, we don't want to go for it. Stand up some guys that are on the ground. Sometimes you can just leave your people down, but prevent them from getting injured. So I think we're going to stand these guys up. I mean, we could move them too, but they're all going to have to dodge. But instead, I'm trying to think how I want to do this. I think what we're going to do, yeah.
That's it. Get in their face.
Alright, yeah, so that's a 1 die still. So I don't really want to bring this witch elf over to the sidelines. Or to this guy over to the sidelines because it's dangerous to get knocked out, but I kind of want to set up a 2-die block against this guy, and I don't want to block this part here. So how far can she go? Yeah, I don't know. This is probably terrible play, but we're going to do it to take this guy out and open up a lane over here.
That's a dangerous place to be.
Alright, can we... I'm going to have to do a dodge to hit him this way, but I'm going to do it. Alright, so we might fail some rules here, so you get to see that. Alright, nice. I want to knock him directly this way, though. Alright, now, here, I'll show you here. Because I have block, it shows you down in the bottom left. We both have block, so basically we're just going to run into each other.
Should hit harder next time.
Now, I thought with Frenzy she would hit him again. But apparently not. Alright, so yeah, we're in a bad position. I was really hoping to be able to hit this guy. Maybe if they both trigger block, then that Frenzy doesn't trigger. Not really sure. Alright, so let's bring some guys around this way in case this game cuts back. Yeah, we didn't really accomplish what we wanted to, and we have a guy on the sideline. So like I said, example of some bad play. I was just really assuming I'd be able to take him out with the Witch Elf there with these bonuses and that. Normally with Frenzy you hit a guy twice. But so you get to see, you know, what's going to happen if you choose a die. So if you're not quite sure, like, what is that result going to do? And I totally forgot to move. Oh my gosh. We are just playing terribly. I forgot to move the guys in the back. But yeah, that's what happens when I'm trying to talk and whatever. So because I just wanted you guys to be able to check out how the game plays. You know, if you have any questions or whatever, let me know in the comments on YouTube or Board Game Geek. And I figured, you know, if the game's going to be coming back, for those of you who already like the game and are interested,
like that. I hope he knows.
Yeah, so, oh yeah, dodge. Sweet. So we're not going to be sent out of bounds here. Yeah, because it is dangerous to be on the sidelines. Because basically the fans beat you up. But, so we both have blocks, so he's just going to push me instead. Yeah, so those arrows are like a push. But that's, you know, I think pretty much everything you need to see if you're interested in the game. I mean, it functions pretty much exactly like the board game. There's online leagues and stuff you can do. And it's pretty fun as long as you are okay with knowing that on occasion just terrible stuff is going to happen. Your team is going to get wrecked. I created an orc team that my first game I had like 2 deaths and 2 permanent injuries or something. And I'm like, alright, new team. Alright, so is it back to me? So that guy is right there. So let's stand you up. That's going to be a 1 strength block. Can we change that? So we'll try to... Oh, there we go. Okay, so I rolled a 1 on that. We are going to use the reroll here. Now, if I fail this reroll, it's turn over and round over. So yeah, you can, on your first move, have something terrible happen and your turn just ends. So we want to hit this ball carrier and knock the ball loose.
Especially if the ball holder goes down.
Oh, we want to use the reroll. So we will knock the ball out, but we will end our turn because... Yeah, we ended up both down, and we had already used a reroll for that turn. So we slowed them down a little bit, but we're kind of in bad position for our opponents to be able to score. And as I said, I apologize for those of you who know Blood Bowl well for not playing well. Alright, so they failed to pick up. They're going to use their reroll. We'll see if they pick it up here. And if they, okay, so this is what I'm talking about, though. They might have failed on that second roll and not rolled a 3 or higher. And then you can see the log kind of down here. And their turn would have just been over, even though they used a reroll and they only did 1 thing that didn't work. So there's a 3-die block. So if you double an opponent's strength, you get to roll 3 dice and pick. And if 3 dice is the most, you get to roll. But, I don't know, maybe I'll keep playing... Oh, Colin Malloy! Maybe we'll keep playing through the first half or whatever for this video, if you guys want to keep checking it out. I don't really know. Yeah, he had block and I didn't, so he knocked my guy down. Overall, I really like the game, even though I haven't played the board game. You have to know what you're getting into. You have to understand the randomness and be okay with that. If you're not, it's going to be bad. Yeah, this is the last turn of the half anyway, so we'll definitely at least finish out this turn for the video. You have to really be okay with just terrible things happening, and they're not going to be able to score, so yeah, we're not really worried about it. We could just end, basically, and be done with it, but we get experience points for injuring people, so... Yeah, so let's see how many 2 dice blocks we can get. Oh my gosh, what's the end of the half? So we use a reroll here. Alright, sweet. Alright, so knock this guy back and follow, and then get that guy's tackle zone to assist this other one. KO'd. Alright, so that's not actually considered like an injury that I'll get points for, but that person is out and has like a 50-50 chance of returning any kickoff, so we might have improved our odds there. So yeah, let's try to take this guy out, see if we can get some injuries. Yeah, so here's dodge, but we will follow up and hit him again with frenzy. Nope, didn't take that guy out, whatever. And I don't know if there's really going to be any other Although we can send that guy into this guy so he can get a block on that guy. So we're just shoving this guy around the field here. Alright, we have block. Yeah, and again, it'll show it. I can't move the mouse there, but in the bottom left it'll show you because I have block and he doesn't. This will knock him down. So like I said, real simple UI. Real easy to know what's going on if you're not super familiar with the game. And if you are, then it should be a breeze picking this up. I don't really know if there's anything else really that I want to do. I have to do dodges and whatever to get more hits. So I think I'm just going to end the turn and probably end the video here. So there you go. There is Blood Bowl 2, the video game. It's on Steam right now. I believe it may be on PlayStation or Xbox also. I can't remember if it's on both or just one of them. But if you're interested in the board game, I think you'll enjoy this game and being able to play online. If you are not interested in the board game, you may enjoy this game. Just know what you are getting into. There's complete randomness, and if you play online, there's going to be people who are way better than you. So like I said, I'm going to stop the video there. Thanks for watching. Like I said, you can check out my YouTube channel, JB's Total Gaming. If you want to see more board gaming and video game content, I'm also under the same name on Twitch and Twitter. So thanks a lot for watching, and we'll talk to you guys again soon. Alright, goodbye.